Oh heaven, please give us some heavy rain. This woman is a blogger praying for rain. She said it's been too dry in Zhou County, Shaanxi this year. No heavy rain for months. This year's seed money is basically gone. I'm telling you, in past years when I prayed for rain, it actually worked. But this year, no matter how much I pray, there hasn't been a single heavy rain. Has it rained hard even once these past few months? The last time we got any real rain, it was artificial, and even that wasn't much. I've been keeping an eye on things. No one is buying fertilizer at all. Business is really tough. The drought this year has truly caused many farmers to lose money. So today, I'm begging the heavens again, please bring us a few heavy rains soon. This year, the Guanzhong region of Shaanxi has been hit by continuous high temperatures and drought. The land is cracked open from the dryness. Because of the drought, the wheat crop is completely ruined. The fields look like they're covered in dry hay. Many rivers in Shaanxi have dried up and stopped flowing. Countless people have posted shocking videos of dry riverbeds online. The Han River, which flows through Shaanxi and Hubei and lies between the Yangtze and Yellow rivers, has almost completely dried up. There's so little water left that people can walk on the cracked riverbed. Videos also show that the upper part of the Weihe River, which stretches across Gansu and Shaanxi, is nearly dried out.
The Wei River has stopped flowing. There are tons of fish, but no water left.
One person said, on May 17th, a Chinese blogger posted a video saying the drought in Shaanxi is so severe that even bamboo forests are drying out in large patches. Many small streams and rivers in the Qingling Mountains have dried up too. In Sanyuan Sanxi, the only reservoir, once a major water source, has also dried up. The beautiful scenery is gone. In southern Shaanxi, it hasn't rained properly in months. Rivers have stopped flowing, and almost all the crops are dead. And it's not just Shaanxi. Henan, often called the grain basket of central China, is facing even worse drought. On May 17th, a blogger posted a video from Henan showing cracked, parched land and withered crops. He sighed, saying that while people can plant the seeds, the harvest depends on the heavens. Being a farmer feels helpless and heartbreaking. That same day, someone else filmed the drought in Nanyang, Henan. The Bai River is nearly dry. People were walking on the riverbed. It looked like they were walking through a desert. In fact, as early as May 6th, the Yellow River, which flows through Gansu, Shaanxi, and Henan, had already dropped so low that the riverbed was visible.
Look
under my feet. This is our mother river, the mighty Yellow River. Look at what the drought has done. I'm standing in the middle of the river and it's dry. With a drought like this, we're not going to get a good harvest. So please, go prepare some food, stock up for your families. It's time to get ready for the tough days ahead.
In recent months, severe drought has hit many parts of China: Shaanxi, Henan, Jiangsu, Guangxi, and more. Some areas are experiencing what's called an extreme drought. The situation doesn't look like it will get better anytime soon. It's already affecting winter crops and cash crops, and has even stopped spring planting across large areas. Chinese state media reported that this year, Shaanxi had the lowest average rainfall for this time of year since 1961, and temperatures have stayed unusually high. One local farmer said, it hasn't rained since the new year. The land feels like desert. You dig down 10 centimeters and there's no water at all. The drought delayed corn planting by a month. What's especially concerning is that officials are comparing this drought to the one from 60 years ago, right around the time of China's Great Famine, 1959 to 1961, when tens of millions starved to death. The Chinese Communist Party called it 3 years of natural disasters, but many historical records show it was actually a man-made tragedy caused by Chairman Mao's disastrous political campaigns. Now that the government is drawing the same comparison, some fear that another major famine could be on the horizon. On May 16th, the China Meteorological News Agency reported that due to high temperatures and low rainfall, drought conditions have spread quickly across South China, North China, the Northwest, the Middle and Lower Yangtze region, and Sichuan. According to national climate data, parts of Shaanxi, Henan, and eastern Gansu are facing moderate to severe drought. Southwestern Shaanxi and southwestern Henan are experiencing the most extreme levels. Shaanxi, Henan, and Gansu are all traditional agricultural provinces in China. Henan in particular is the country's top wheat-producing region. But because it hasn't rained properly in a long time, not even once with enough water to soak the soil, the wheat is in bad shape. The plants are turning yellow, and the heads of grain are shriveled, and they stand like dry grass on the hard, cracked ground. Crops are already withering, even corn can't sprout due to the lack of moisture. On May 17th, during extreme heat in Henan, with temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, farmers were still out in the fields trying to water their crops. That same day, a vlogger filmed wheat already being harvested in Henan. Because of the drought, the yield has gone down.
I'm now near Yelong village in Ye County, standing in a wheat field. This year has been really tough for wheat farmers in Henan. Since planting, there hasn't been a single decent rainfall. Most of the wheat has been hit by drought. Some of it has already died, and some areas have started harvesting early. On top of that, we had strong winds and hail earlier this year. For the farmers, where's the way forward? Grain prices are low, and how badly their crops will be affected is still unclear. This year, wheat yields have dropped drastically. We're getting less than 100 kilos per 1/6 of an acre. My uncle said he only got 50 kilos, or even less. That's not enough to cover the costs of seeds and fertilizer. That's all the grain we got from 1/6 of an acre of land.
One user commented, "This drought in Henan means farmers won't even make back what they spent on fertilizer and seeds. It's heartbreaking." Another added, "In Xinjiang, we got just 25 kilograms from half an acre. I even saw one plot that only produced 15 kilograms per 1/6 acre. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it." According to a May 12th press conference, Luoyang and Western Henan has been hit especially hard. Irrigation costs are rising, with some farmers spending over 1,000 yuan just to water about 1.5 acres of land. The drought has also caused the wheat to ripen early, forcing farmers to harvest before it's ready. Official data shows that areas like Luoyang, Sanmenxia, and Pingtingshan, key dryland farming regions in western Henan, have been hit the hardest. Henan normally plants wheat on 14 million acres each year, and about 1/8 of those are low to medium yield plots, most of which are located in these drought-affected hilly areas. Mainland Chinese media reported on a villager from Luoyang. Her family farms over 5 acres of land, but due to the drought, she had to pay for irrigation out of pocket. The electricity and water cost about 20 yuan per hour. She said, "I spent more than 1,000 yuan and only managed to water about 1.5 acres. Some plots are too far away, and the water just can't reach them." Ms. Wang explained that in past years, the wheat harvest usually began around June 1st and finished by June 10th, but this year, some farmers have already started harvesting early. Because the land is hilly, some wheat was planted on higher ground, where irrigation is nearly impossible. The wheat ripened early due to the drought, and by the time it could be watered, it was already too late. She said, "There was no real harvest to speak of. After counting the cost of seeds, fertilizer, and machinery, we've lost everything. But if we don't harvest now, we won't be able to plant corn next month." Professor Hu Zhaorong from China Agricultural University's Wheat Research Center told reporters that harvesting wheat early usually leads to even greater losses. On May 17th, another blogger posted a video of wheat in Henan. He picked 2 ears of wheat at random. One had just a shell with no grain inside, and the other had only a dozen kernels. He said, "With this drought, there's no way the government can keep saying we had a good harvest this year." His comment was a subtle jab at the Chinese government, who are often accused of falsifying data. Even in the face of widespread disaster, they'll still claim it was a bumper year. Another blogger wrote, "This year's drought has hit farmers in Henan hard. Farmers depend on the weather. From the moment we planted the wheat, our fate was sealed. We planted over 6 acres. Plowing cost 200 yuan, seeds 180 yuan, fertilizers 600 yuan, and the harvester 50 yuan. From the moment it sprouted, we worked hard every day to weed and care for it, hoping for a good harvest. But after all that work, all we got was 100 kilograms of wheat, barely worth 200 yuan. This was about the cost of one meal if we go out. When they saw that tiny payout, they looked completely helpless. They realized the wheat they grew had become bread that they couldn't even afford to buy." A woman from rural Henan said, "This year, the drought is really serious. The wells are almost dry. The well in our village has already stopped providing water. My brother started trucking water home just so we can drink, and this is only the beginning. We haven't even harvested the wheat yet. Summer is still long. Who knows what the weather will be like this year? This is our wheat in Henan. This isn't just grass. This is wheat. We rely on the sky for food. If it rains, we get a good harvest. I'm 53 years old, and I haven't seen it this dry before. What are we supposed to do?" The Chinese Communist Party promotes atheism and the idea that people can conquer nature. In contrast, one blogger said that when facing natural disasters, humans should stay humble.
Oh my god, just look at how dried up this reservoir is. Seeing something like this, I just feel really down. I realize how small and powerless humans are. Natural disasters can't be stopped. All we can do is treasure every drop of water.
Another vlogger filmed the pain his parents were going through during the drought.
Look at how dry our land is now. Dad, can we even plant corn here? No way. Look how deep I've dug. It's all dry. Even if you plant seeds, it will just be a waste.
The blogger said that their entire family lives off this land. And now the drought is so bad that it's breaking her mother's heart. She's sitting there holding her head, full of sorrow. Farming is how our family lives every year. Now we're watching the land dry up and we can't even plant. I'm so worried I couldn't sleep at night. It's not just wheat and corn that have been hit hard. Medicinal herbs in Gansu are also suffering. One vlogger said, the drought in Longxi County, Jiangsu, is so bad that not even grass is growing in the fields, and the herbal crops have been severely reduced. He said large buyers with sharp instincts have already started stockpiling.
Is there even any water left in the sky? Ever since the new year, not a single drop of rain has fallen.
On May 15th, an herb grower in Min County, Gansu said,
据说今年是甘肃岷县80年来最大的一次干旱。
They say this is the worst drought in Ming country in 80 years. Last year around this time, I was in the field pulling weeds. Look at the seedlings this year. Nothing has sprouted yet. The forecast said it would rain today, but just look at the sky. There's no sign of rain at all. And since we're in the mountains, irrigation is really difficult.
On May 17th, in Yangchuan Town, Pingliang City, Gansu, people had to get drinking water from trucks because there wasn't enough to go around. Traditionally, Chinese people believed in gods and heaven. Even after 70-plus years of atheist propaganda under the communist regime, many still keep a little faith deep down. Recently, the government released the movie Ne Zha 2, which pushes the idea that my fate is mine, not heaven's. But many online are saying this massive drought is heaven's way of slapping that idea down. On May 17th, a villager in Gansu said it hasn't rained for over 3 months. The crops were so dry that they were withering away. In desperation, elderly villagers followed tradition and organized a group of 100 to 200 households to go up to a temple and pray for rain, but so far, the skies remain dry. A video even shows that in northern Shaanxi, after farmers prayed for rain, a sandstorm came instead. Some online commenters noted that in the past, praying to heaven wasn't just about ritual. It was a time for rulers to reflect on their governance and for the people to examine their own conduct. Now, with widespread moral decline, disregard for heaven and the divine, they say the prayers may no longer work as they once did. According to China's National Climate Center, the drought has reached extreme levels in several provinces, including Jiangxi, Jiangsu, Shaanxi, and Gansu. Guangxi and Jiangsu have seen the most consecutive dry days since 1961. Since March 1st, rainfall in Shaanxi and Gansu have been more than 50% below normal, ranking first and second lowest respectively. In southern and central Guangxi, rivers and reservoirs have dropped dramatically. On May 17th, a fitness blogger in Shaanxi described the strange weather.
Went out for a morning run, then the wind kicked up again. Look at the sky. It's hazy and full of dust. Another sandstorm. This spring's been crazy. Droughts, dust storms. Still, since I'm already out, might as well get my run in.
As sandstorms sweep over the parched land, another voice joins the warning. Lawyer Cheng Zhongru from Shaanxi said, right now, rural China is going through a livelihood crisis even more dangerous than a trade war. A recent trip back to the countryside left one observer with a heavy heart.
最近回老家一趟。
Life in rural China has become really difficult. First, because of the poor economy, many migrant workers who used to work in construction have lost their jobs and are now idle at home. Second, the relentless drought has left crops nearly beyond saving. Farmers are wondering whether harvesting wheat is even worth it. What they earn might not even cover the cost of hiring a combine. Third, the village wells have dried up. Even drinking water is a challenge, and people have to haul it in from elsewhere. I truly feel this might be the hardest year in over a decade.
On May 16th, Chinese media reported that since the start of the year, rainfall in Anhui province has been about 50% below average. The drought is becoming more severe. A blogger from northern Anhui gave a stark warning.
今年呢，安徽北部将拨走阜阳的一片，还有河南的一部分地区。 In areas like Bozhou and Fuyang in northern Anhui and even parts of Henan, the drought has severely affected wheat. Yields could drop below 1,500 kilos per acre, and in sandy soil maybe not even 940 kilos. For those of us who rent land, the losses are devastating, especially with high rent prices. Normally we'd get over 3,000 kilos per acre, but this year it's been slashed in half. Late-sown wheat is even worse. Its weak root system simply can't withstand the drought. Add in rising costs of fertilizers and falling grain prices, and for us renters, this is a disaster. What are we supposed to do?
An old Chinese saying goes, after a great drought comes a great flood. That warning is already playing out. From November 2024 to April 2025, Guangxi suffered a months-long drought. Farmers shared videos showing cracked soil, dried out crops, and drained reservoirs. By April 17th, 97.5% of Guangxi was experiencing meteorological drought, with 68.7% categorized as extreme drought. But suddenly, on May 16th to 17th, parts of Guangxi were hit with torrential rain and flash floods, resulting in multiple deaths and missing persons. Video showed submerged streets and vehicles swept away. Since the start of 2025, China has witnessed a cascade of extreme events: frequent earthquakes, massive sandstorms from north to south, destructive winds, snowstorms, torrential rain, and hailstorms. Drought has gripped much of the country, and now floods are following, especially in major agricultural provinces. There are growing fears of famine. In traditional Chinese culture, such celestial anomalies were seen as heaven's response to unjust rulers, especially those who violated human rights. While the people suffer, these signs are also interpreted as omens of an upcoming upheaval and the end of a dynasty.